PlayStation, released in 1994, the original PlayStation marked Sony's first step into the video game console market. At the time, Nintendo and Sega were already dominating gaming, but Sony took a different approach by focusing heavily on 3D graphics and CD-based games. That gave developers more storage space for music, voice acting, and cinematic scenes that were difficult to fit onto cartridges. Games like Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and Resident Evil helped turn the console into a cultural phenomenon. Its gray design and simple controller became instantly recognizable, and it changed the direction of gaming for years afterward. PlayStation 2. Released in 2000, the PlayStation 2 became one of the most successful consoles ever made. Part of its popularity came from timing. DVD players were still expensive back then, and the PS2 could play both games and movies in one machine. That made it appealing even to people who were not serious gamers. Sony also built strong relationships with developers, which led to a huge variety of games across nearly every genre imaginable. From action titles like God of War to racing games like Gran Turismo 4, the PS2 offered something for almost everyone. Its lifespan lasted unusually long, remaining active well into the next console generation. PlayStation Portable, known as the PSP, this handheld console launched in 2004 and brought surprisingly advanced graphics to portable gaming. While Nintendo focused on simpler handheld experiences, Sony aimed for something that felt closer to a home console in your hands. The PSP used small optical discs called UMDs and featured a widescreen that looked impressive for the era. Players could watch movies, listen to music, browse the internet, and play major franchises like Grand Theft Auto and God of War on the go. It showed Sony's ambition to turn gaming devices into broader entertainment systems. PlayStation 3. Released in 2006, the PlayStation 3 arrived during a difficult transition period in gaming. Sony packed the system with powerful hardware, including the complex cell processor, but that power also made game development more challenging. Early models were expensive, partly because they included Blu-ray technology at a time when high-definition movies were becoming popular. Despite a slow start, the PS3 gradually found its footing thanks to strong exclusive games like Uncharted, The Last of Us, and 𝘂𝗶𝘀. It also introduced the PlayStation Network, which expanded Sony's online gaming and digital marketplace services. PlayStation Vita. Released in 2011, the PlayStation Vita was Sony's second major handheld console. It featured dual analog sticks, a touchscreen, motion controls, and graphics far beyond most portable systems at the time. The Vita was designed to deliver console-style experiences in handheld form, and technically it succeeded. However, expensive memory cards and limited long-term support made it difficult to compete against smartphones and Nintendo's handheld systems. Even so, the Vita developed a loyal fan base, especially among players interested in indie games and Japanese role-playing games. PlayStation 4. Launching in 2013, the PlayStation 4 represented a major comeback for Sony. After the complicated architecture of the PS3, Sony built the PS4 with developers in mind, making game creation much easier. The console emphasized social features, streaming, and digital downloads while still focusing heavily on traditional single-player experiences. Exclusive titles like Bloodborne, Spider-Man, and Horizon Zero Dawn became major highlights. The PS4 also arrived during a period when gaming content on YouTube and Twitch was exploding in popularity, and Sony integrated sharing features directly into the console. PlayStation 5. Released in 2020, the PlayStation 5 introduced extremely fast solid-state storage that dramatically reduced loading times. Sony also focused heavily on immersion through the DualSense controller, which added advanced haptic feedback and adaptive triggers that could simulate different physical sensations. The console launched with a bold white and black design that stood out from earlier PlayStation systems. Games like Demon's Souls, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and Spider-Man demonstrated the console's visual capabilities and fast world loading. At the same time, the PS5 continued Sony's growing push toward digital game purchases and subscription services.